audible? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Great to be here after a long time. And I would like to introduce a bit about India Tech before I get into cryptocurrency, which is the most heated subject today. IndiaTech.org is an industry body that I represent. It's an industry body and a think tank representing internet startups of India, founders of internet startups and the investors in the startup ecosystem. The purpose of forming India Tech was to work on those billion-dollar opportunity or helping more and more entrepreneurs pursue the billion-dollar dream. Now, when I say the billion-dollar dream, this is the billion-dollar dream of creating unicorns founded in India by Indian founders with investors both from India and abroad coming over to invest here. And the purpose of that was to create a nation of job creators who in turn will create so many jobs, because the tendency has always been that we were running after jobs, but we weren't creating enough job creators. Today, India is in a unique position. We are not only a consuming nation, but also producing one. And that is testimony to the fact that you have so many startups in the what you call the retail space, the delivery tech, travel tech, mobility tech, electric vehicles, to even insurance, to fintech, and so on. And now the emergence of online gaming tech, and of course cryptocurrency. I was asked to speak a bit about the latest thing that is going on. All of you must have followed that the bill has got listed in Parliament on cryptocurrency. There was earlier a ban in 2018 which got lifted by the Supreme Court, and since then there has been a period of silence from a regulatory standpoint, and therefore people are investing heavily in cryptocurrency. The word cryptocurrency doesn't exist in any of the Indian laws and regulations, and therefore all the more need for regulation. The direction that we are heading, and to give you a background why I'm speaking about it, is we had come out with a 5-point recommendation to Government of India and regulators on how to regulate cryptocurrency. Just like every disruptive technology that comes in, regulation needs to catch up, and this is no different. So what we had done was we had come out with a practical 5-point recommendation that could be implemented. To start with, we said that ideally we should not accord it the status of a currency in India. That's what most of the developed nations have done, whether you look at US, UK, Japan, Canada, South Korea, and so on, Australia and other countries. They have given it status of either a commodity or a property or an asset. And therefore, underlying kind of drive here was that we define it as an asset, and then once you do that, you take away the insecurities of calling it a secure currency. And most of the learnings that you already have in regulations, whether it has got to do with treating it as a stock or treating it as a current asset, how it should be disclosed, what taxation applicability will come onto it, whether it's a capital gains, whether it's a profits and gains from business or profession, whether it is held as stock in trade, whether it is held as an investment, all of that begin to start falling in place. And that's the detailed set of recommendations that we have given. Where things stand today is the government is currently writing the regulations, and it has got listed in the Parliament for business. So we will see an evolution and a healthy debate around this topic, because more and more people are talking about it. It is an investment class, and therefore all the more reason why we should have investor protection in place. We should have things that ensure that it is not misused, right from anti-money laundering to counter-financing of terrorism and so on. And of course, following the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force, has also come out with regulations in this regard. And therefore, what India is doing is now looking at all of these regulations and trying to figure out a way to come out with that unique set of regulations that can possibly be a way forward for the world to follow. So we as India Tech are inputting into this particular narrative, this particular healthy discussion. And where things stand is that all that white paper, which is in fact available for download on our website, indiatech.org. So feel free to read it out. There are two documents. One is called the proposal document, and one is the cryptocurrency opportunities document. So feel free to go there and download it. You can also search online on any of the search engines with either my name, Rameesh Kailasam or indiatech.org and cryptocurrency, you will find a lot of material on it. But the other areas that we are working on, which is also equally important, which I thought I'll use this platform to share, is that we work on everything. When 3 years back when we started this journey, we started working on a range of issues that will create wealth in India, that will create jobs in India, and that will create more and more entrepreneurship in India. And that started with us working on easing of listing norms in stock exchanges in India, because earlier most of these startups wouldn't qualify for listing and people had to go abroad for listing. So you must have seen a spate of listing happening recently, all the big names that have got listed. All is thanks to the amount of work which government, the regulators and us have put together to make it happen. So that forms a pillar of wealth creation, because earlier people were forced to set up overseas entities and list that abroad, but now you have India as an option to list. The second area that we work on is called ease of doing business, and in that anything and everything, because startups work on disruptive technologies and disruptive ideas, and more often regulation has to do a catch up. So this particular vertical is dedicated to working on FDI policies, working on issues where a wrong law is being applied to your industry, or your industry needs a completely new set of regulations to be written. We work on all of that. And apart from that, the third layer that we work on is unlocking markets, where we have worked closely with Government of India to actually allow startups to be listed in the government e-marketplace portal. So GEM today has thousands of startups listed offering services. Last year, we managed to open up the APIs in talks with Government of India. Now, dynamic price products can also be listed from the startup ecosystem into GEM. So that, in a nutshell, I would say is 3 years of work summarized. And happy to talk more on the cryptocurrency regulations in the coming session, where we are going to discuss that at length. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the address.